what was I living for? You know, you never think about those things. Like death really lets you think about life, which is kind of a interesting thing, like the opposite, you know, that you start to think about.
There's not really many opportunities in normal life, like in the day-to-day, going to work, you know, coming home, that sort of stuff, to be challenged. Especially with ultra running, it's such a long distance that sometimes out there on the trail, like your only chances are to figure these problems out.
Someone rolled their ankle. It's getting dark too.
Well, my name is Amber Febbraro. I'm from Boulder, Colorado. Like anybody that goes to Boulder, I think it's like instant love with the trails, the foothills, the wildlife, and so that was really it. Actually, I took a road trip out here, and as soon as I like parked the car and like in Rocky Mountain National Park and got out, I was like, you know, this is it. I have to move here. I grew up in Metro Detroit, and it's just like not a lot of trails nearby. You know, I had some friends, and they were like, you know, you should join cross country and get in shape. You know, I still remember the first day I ran a quarter mile. It was like the hardest run of my entire life, like 100-milers, you know, going up Hope Pass here in Colorado, like nothing will compare to that quarter mile that I ran. It was so hard. I think that's like the coolest part that I learned about running is what was really hard that day, a quarter mile, the more that you keep at it and the more that you kind of work towards your goals, you just build on that, and what you once thought was impossible kind of evolves and becomes possible. My catalyst into like longer distance running after college was you know, my mom passing away in 2013. It's kind of crazy the effect that I think the emotional stress has on you. I think it was the day after she passed away. I was like, I'm gonna try to go on a run today. And I like got out of the car. I like tried to take a footstep and I just couldn't run. So I remember like going back and like laying in the back of my car and being like, this happened, like what was I living for before? I have to make a decision now, and it's like, what am I gonna live for? And it's like, well, that's myself. You know, what can I do to sort of honor her? Like, how could I live, you know, without her too? I am the like first woman from my immediate family to get a college degree. My mom didn't have the chance. Yeah, I'm a staff UX engineer, and I'm the lead engineer on that project, and I'm like permanent on call for weekends and nights. I work with the most passionate, incredible humans, and they, you know, allowed me to go remote and move here in Colorado, and that has been, you know, so instrumental in my training.
I think one of the hardest parts about being an athlete is that you're not just your body. So over time, how you think about yourself really becomes how your body can perform. So some of the things we've seen in the past with Amber is that she puts a lot of pressure on herself. She wants to not let anyone down. She really, you know, has trouble sometimes embracing just how talented she actually is.
As, you know, I started to work on like negative thoughts and just started being able to like identify, you know, what was anxiety and what wasn't, my running just completely changed. You know, I was held back from a mental health issue that I didn't realize I had.
That let her shoot up to the stratosphere just super rapidly, start winning races, start running faster times, and all of these other things that, you know, I think part of it was that by confronting some of the things that she was carrying, she realized that she wasn't defined by whether she won a race or by whether she didn't finish a race or anything else, that the running was just an additive element to this, you know, full, amazing human that Amber is.
So my evolution in running this past year has been wild. You know, when I first moved to Colorado, it was really about finding my limits. And I started to notice the lack of diversity in running. It's really changed. I've always been told what I am, like, oh, you're a guy, or, you know, you're a woman, but you need to like have long hair, or you need to like dress like this, and so I've always like been like, well, what am I? Like, and I was just like, no, I'm not wrong. I am biologically born a woman. I still am. I identify as a woman. It's just I dress different, and so it's like, I think society's view of what a woman looks like needs to change, not me. And so how can I help, you know, bring awareness to people like me and people in the LGBT community in general? How can I help provide visibility that women look different, that people look different, that there isn't one sort of way to be? I think that's how my running has sort of started to change. So this year I really want to see, like, what can I do to help redefine what a woman looks like? Right now, I'm really excited, and I'm training for the Black Canyon 100K. Yeah, I went and checked out the trails, and the trails are so beautiful and just rolling, and there's tons of awesome cacti, and so I'm training for that, and then yeah, we'll see what happens, right? Like, you never know until you try. So I'm gonna go and run my best and run with some really awesome people, and yeah. Now I'm just like a total nerd. I have so many pairs of shoes. As you know, I started doing more of my runs on trails, you know, finding the thing that works the best for me. I found the EVO Speed Goats, which had a Vibram Mega Grip sole on them, and that like instantly changed the game for me.
Did my thing register?
It did, yeah.
It did, at Antelope?
Yep.
Okay, good, I'm on track. In my training, I think there's a mentality of like accepting what is happening and trying not to have anxiety about it, but trying to problem solve. Welcoming that issue in because it's going to teach me something about life. Or like mile 20 or 24 or something, and I rolled my ankle. All right, cactus, needles in my leg, welcome to the party. And I had some blood, and it so helps to have an accepting mind.
You want some food? I can't. You want to try?
No, it's been nauseous.
All right, we're going to go this way.
One of the big things that we've been talking about and working on is that none of these events are tests. Any event, whether it's Black Canyon, whether it's a small local race, it's just another brick in the wall. Yeah, this brick might be a little bit bigger, but our goal is to stack up bricks.
So don't run into the cactus. You want to go that way.
So a medic went out. We were trying.
I heard someone just say someone rolled their ankle.
But they said about 2 miles out. It definitely is.
Do you want me to see if I can go out there and find her?
I'm glad we found you.
We're good.
It happens.
Yeah.
Races, the mindset to have about them, growing in them, is they're a step on the journey, and it's kind of what you do after, you know, the race that matters. It's just like, what do you do? You know, like even like with my mom's death, it was like, what was I gonna do, give up because something uncontrollable happened? Yeah, I could have had, you know, a perfect race. I wanted to have a perfect race, but I didn't, and that just makes the days when things do go right that much more amazing.